Just look at this constitutional government question. It has been asked, I've lost count now. Like, I don't know how many times UPSC has asked the same thing. And it's word to word repeated as well.
Now you are almost at the same level of prelims preparation as someone who is repeatedly qualifying the prelims. That's all.
If I would have done my PYQs well, I could have answered this well, right? I got 2 marks.
We want to make sure, we want to push you, persuade you towards ki think like someone who has already attempted the exam. This is how they think. They first identify those topics जिनकी potential बहुत ज़्यादा है एग्जाम में आने का, जो आ रहा है validated by PYQs, random guess नहीं है, they are validated topics. हमने वो काम कर दिया है, so we have done it for you. You don't need to do this. We'll share the whole PDF. Second, understanding the nature of questions within those micro themes, right? Third, nature of question is, can I trace it back to the standard book or not? If not, then explore the options, Google those options from which new topics may arise, some other dimensions can come, and then make short notes of all these 3 things.
I started my full-fledged preparation after I joined the Ultimate Assessment Program at Civilsdaily.
There is a 12-month strategy which I have done on Civilsdaily platform only.
I reached out to the Civilsdaily team.
Civilsdaily.
Current affairs में Civilsdaily.
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 With Civilsdaily.
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 To Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily. Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily.
Civilsdaily. A mentorship program of Civilsdaily, and that did help me a lot.
Let's just go deep dive into some recurring micro themes for prelims. There are 3 levels, different dimensions. One is, first you have identified the micro themes. Second, you are able to, this is again, I'm trying to draw a contrast between एक first attempter कैसे सोचता है, beginner कैसे सोच रहा है, एक repeated attempt वाला इंसान कैसे सोच रहा है. That is the whole point of this webinar, because इस month तक ये कर लेना, वो कर लेना, 10,000 वीडियोस हैं YouTube पे, मुझे उसके बारे में बात नहीं करनी. श्री लक्ष्मी, it's waste of her time also talking about the same thing which is anyway available. We want to make sure, we want to push you, persuade you towards ki think like someone who has already attempted the exam. This is how they think. They first identify those topics जिनकी potential बहुत ज़्यादा है एग्जाम में आने का, जो आ रहा है validated by PYQs, random guess नहीं है, they are validated topics. हमने वो काम कर दिया है, so we have done it for you. You don't need to do this. We'll share the whole PDF. Second, understanding the nature of questions within those micro themes, right? Third, nature of question is, can I trace it back to the standard book or not? If not, then explore the options, Google those options from which new topics may arise, some other dimensions can come, and then make short notes of all these 3 things. You're fine. You're good to go. Now you're almost at the same level of prelims preparation as someone who is repeatedly qualifying the prelims. That's all. ठीक है? That is, of course, you should be covering the whole syllabus, etc. I'm not saying कि बस ये micro themes करके चले जाओ. But इसमें से अगर कुछ आता है, you cannot afford to get wrong. ठीक है? Because they will not. People who are attempting again, they will not get it wrong. And it's not an absolute exam. It's a relative exam. Competitive exam है. Cut-off will come. Your own absolute number doesn't matter. ठीक है? So this is art and culture. Go ahead, Lakshmi. These are the micro themes for art and culture.
Yeah. Here you can see the maximum number of questions is from Buddhism and Jainism, which means UPSC prioritizes Buddhism and Jainism more in comparison to something like, some philosophical schools or foreign travelers, right? Then you can see the next important micro theme is painting, dance, music and festivals. Then you can see architecture, caves, rocker, temple, etc. Then next important one is literature. Next is historical terms. So now you know where to focus in art and culture. Generally, people run away from art and culture and ancient history and all of that. But once you have this, you can actually, if you want to, instead of just ignoring that subject altogether, you can at least prepare these important priority areas and then go for the exam, right?
Yeah. Let's just take some examples now, folks. ये जो आप देख रहे हो, level 1, 2, 3. Let's apply them to art and culture questions. She has done that. This is how it will look.
All right. Just imagine I'm a first timer, okay? I don't know anything. I'm just reading. Somebody has told me to do PYQ analysis. I'll just go through the question. The question in front of me is, the Nagara, Dravida, Vesara are, I'm just reading the options. Maybe I got the right option as C, 3 main styles of Indian temple architecture. That's it. Then I move on to the next question. This is how I would generally do as a first timer when it comes to PYQ analysis. But as a veteran, what am I going to do? I will look at this question on 3 levels. First level, I'll identify the micro theme. What is the micro theme? Temple architecture. right? That is my level 1. Identified. Second level. In temple architecture, what have they asked? They have asked the different types of temple architecture, which is the Nagara, Dravida, and Vesara. Okay, this is my level 2. Now level 3. I know the question, I know the answer, I know the microtheme, everything. Now I'm going to go a step ahead, which is also learning about the 3 wrong options. This is options exploration. For example, I can see here 3 main racial groups of Indian subcontinent. I can also see linguistic divisions. I can see musical gharanas. What if UPSC the next year might ask about musical gharanas? Right? That is a probable question. If UPSC has given musical gharanas as an option, that means UPSC does prioritize that particular thing. And UPSC could probably ask a question from that. So if I prepare this and go for my exam, and if that question comes, I have an added advantage, right? In comparison to rest of my competition. So this is what I meant by PYQ analysis on 3 levels. Okay, you can see the next with reference to history of Indian rock cut architecture. Again, temple architecture, as I mentioned, is an important micro theme. Next important micro theme is rock cut, be it prelims or mains. Right here again, Badami, they have asked about Barabar Caves, Ellora. So here again, right options I'll go through, and my level 3 will be researching about my wrong options as well. Next.
Yeah, someone is asking, is UPSC going to change pattern in 2026? It's anybody's guess, man. Like, no one knows. I wish I could answer that. No one knows. Welcome to UPSC. Welcome to UPSC exam. Yeah, let's move ahead. So I hope did everyone get what she's trying to say? The level 1, 2, 3 thing? Please write yes, no. That's the whole point, because if you guys don't understand, then is everyone able to understand? ठीक है. Next time आप जब भी कोई mock test दे रहे हो, कोई भी PYQ दे रहे हो, यही 3 लेवल पे सोचना है. ठीक है? Yeah, we will take more questions. So आपका repeat हो जाएगा. Anyone who's saying repeat, so we'll, she's taking more examples. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Here I can see with reference to Indian history of art and culture, consider the following pairs. Okay. So the kind of question they're asking is famous work of sculpture and the site where it is found. Right. The first one, grand image of Buddha's Mahaparinirvana with numerous celestial musicians above. It's a basic description of the sculpture and where is it found? Ajanta. So here I have got 2 keywords. I know Mahaparinirvana of Buddhism is important. Anyways, Buddhism and Jainism is a very important micro theme. Then I know Ajanta. I need to study about Ajanta as well. What are the different caves? What are the different paintings found in Ajanta? Which river passes through Ajanta? In 2021, I guess, there was a question on which river passes through Ajanta. Right? If I would have studied about Ajanta, because it has already been asked, I could have answered that question. Right? Second, a huge image of Varaha avatar. So it's basically the kind of sculpture and the place, right? I get all the important micro themes out of this, important keywords which I have to study, and if there is any wrong option, also researching about the wrong options. This is the 3 levels of PYQ analysis. If you look at the next question, Buddhism, history, tradition, culture, again, the similar type of question they're asking, famous shrine and location, which means that whenever I'm reading something like that, I need to also know the location of that place, because that's the kind of question UPSC is asking. Right? I cannot ignore the location. Next. All right. Languages. The first question, remember, there was some option on some languages or something, right? Again, if I would have studied a little more about it, I would have known about the classical languages of India. Okay, Schedule 8. Again, classical language is a repeated question. 2014 it has been asked. 2015 again the same thing. Okay, it's in current affairs. It can come in the next year as well, right? So this is again, you can see which one of the following books of ancient Indian history has a love story. 4 options have been given. One of them is the right option. I need to also study the authors of the other 3 wrong options. All right. And which dynasty, which was the time period it was written. These are the things which I need to read about it. 3 level preparation of PYQ. Okay. I think a basic idea everybody would have got.
Yeah. This is Buddhism, have a similar philosophy. Someone wants to attempt here, you can raise hand. You can come and show us like you got it. We'll unmute you if you want to attempt. If you have understood what is the strategy, level 1, 2, 3. आ गया किसी को समझ में? किसी को नहीं आया समझ में? Pooja wants to. Pooja, I have unmuted you. Which question do you want to take? We have unmuted you. You can take. Okay, Priyanshu, you can go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Which question do you want to take?
Sir,
Level 1, 2, 3.
which one is the following describe the best concept of the nirvana in Buddhism?
Cool.
I think,
How will you go ahead?
A.
What is the micro theme here?
Sir, the Buddhism and Jainism.
Okay, great. What is the level 2?
Level 2 is about the nirvana in Buddhism, I think.
Yeah, what is the nature of question here? That is the level 2.
Okay, it is asking about the nirvana in Buddhism, sir.
Okay.
And I am recently studying art and culture, so.
Okay, and how will you analyze the options here?
Sir, nirvana is all about the
one of the particular philosophy, one of
Yes.
the end game of Buddhism. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so you should be understanding some philosophical aspect
yes,
or dimensions
yes,
of
sir.
Buddhism.
Yes, sir.
Cool. But Nirvana is one of them, but there could be others, right?
Sir, nirvana is all about the end of the path.
End game, right? But that is one of the philosophy. Basically, the theme is what are the different philosophies inside a Buddhism, right? Okay. So that's how. So this is in some options you maybe you cannot analyze options because they are like nothing. But the deeper level there are 3 levels at which अगर कोई river पूछा है तो उसके around कोई national park है, कोई और geographical location है. You have to go stretch these dimensions and have some basic Google done. Great.
Yes.
Just
Thanks.
understand.
Yeah.
Option B is complete annihilation of self. Is there any religion or school of thought which actually supports this idea? This is what you have to understand.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
There is
ये उल्टा भी आ सकता है.
some
It could
which
be reversed
supports it.
also.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, what if they ask a certain reason, like, or some true or false statement, like annihilation of self is related to Buddhism or Jainism or not? Like, I don't know.
Correct.
So it could be reversed. So yeah, that also can be done.
Yes, sir.
Great. Let's move forward. Same thing. I think just maybe we can
You
take
can
one
just see the
example.
number of questions asked
Yeah.
in Buddhism, Jainism alone,
Yep.
which makes it very, very important. Okay, this is
Yeah.
modern
We'll
history
take one
micro themes.
example for modern also. Let's say.
Yeah. Okay. Here you can see from personalities alone, a lot of questions have been asked. Then the next important micro theme is council acts, government acts, all of that. Then the British policies, then non-Congress parties, organizations. These are my important micro themes from modern history, right? Which is not that important. It's the land revenue system, Quit India movement, national movements, Cripps mission, and all of that. These are not that important in comparison. Does that mean I have to avoid it? No, you have to cover it. But
Yeah.
again, proportional division of your time and your timetable. That's what I'm trying to speak about. All right. Okay, let's take up something.
Yeah.
First one.
let's
Which one
just
of the
take one
following
example.
observation is not? Yeah. You want to speak?
Yeah. Let's just take one example and then.
Yeah. Okay. Which one of the following observation is not true about Quit India movement of 1942? Now, my micro theme is Quit India movement. All right. My second level, what is the nature of the question? They're asking the feature of it, right? What the observations of it. All right. First one, it was a non-violent movement. B, it was led by Mahatma Gandhi. C, it was a spontaneous movement. D, it did not attract labor class in general. One of them is the right answer. I must also see that is there any movement that was led by Mahatma Gandhi? Is there any other movement? Was there any movement which was non-violent? Was there any spontaneous movement other than Quit India movement? Something like that, right? It did not attract the labor class. So other 3 options as well, I need to go and identify, is it a feature of some other movement? All right. So this is the 3 level which I was talking about.
Yeah, I hope everyone is able to understand that the way you do PYQ right now is that I read a question, then am I able to answer it A, B, C, D, कौन सा correct है? You feel happy because you got C correct. That's the worst way to analyze PYQ. जब एग्जाम हो जाता है ना तो पेपर बहुत इजी लगते हैं, वही पेपर एग्जाम हॉल में बैंड बजा देगा. आई एम बीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्ट हियर. That's not the way to do PYQ. You should not be feeling happy because you got a PYQ question correct. The way to veterans or aspirants who have cracked some rank, they have done PYQ, is these 3 levels. And that is the only takeaway you want to take from today. Okay? Next time you see any PYQ, this is the way you want to crack. Not just that. Once you have defined these 3 levels, make your notes. Okay? Same thing. This is modern history. We can keep, these are examples just to prove the point कि ये random strategy नहीं है, right? These are personality and their contribution, one of the most repeated micro themes. इसको तो आप ignore कर ही नहीं सकते. Look at this question. Do you want to take one example? Anyone?
All right. Okay. He wrote biographies of Mazzini, Garibaldi, Shivaji, Sri Krishna, stayed in America for some time and was also elected to the Central Assembly. He was who, right? We have 4 options. Right option is Lala Lajpat Rai. I need to also go and read about Aurobindo Ghosh, Bipin Chandrapal, Motilal Nehru. What are they? Is there any organizations associated with them? Is there any work associated with them? All of these things I need to go and cover because could probably ask in the future, right?
Yeah. Some more questions from personality, contribution.
Yeah.
This is acts, again, one of the second or third most repeated micro theme.
Right.
They ask
Features
one
are
or
very,
two
very
questions.
important
Yes,
here.
extremely important. आप ignore कर ही नहीं सकते. Next time you
नहीं
open up history, PYQ, you have to understand. अब जैसे यही पूछ लिया Government of India 1935. It's not just an option. You have to make notes out of it. Like what is it? Because next question next year उस पे आ जाएगा. Each one of these options, they have a standalone value in themselves. That's the whole point. You can never be surprised in next year और जब भी आप एग्जाम दे रहे हो कि ये क्यों आया है, कहाँ से आया है, वो स्टेज में नहीं रहना है आपको. And that is the point here, right?
And it's quite repeated as well. You can see 1919 getting repeated multiple times.
Yeah, in
35,
the same.
1930.
Yep. Again and again. यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है 1919 और वो अगले साल यहाँ पे आ रखा है पूरा एक्टिव पूरा. So आपके सामने एग्जांपल है. So that's what it is. Let's take, this is geography.
Okay. Again, world mapping, a very, very important micro theme. People generally ask me how to go about it. Here there are a list of places given, list of countries given, list of seas given. Just make a list of all of them. Go to your atlas, mark all those places, all those seas. Identify the bordering countries. What is there any other important physical feature around that? Is there anything else? Is any one of them in the current affairs? All these things you need to identify and understand. See, again, the questions such as, which are the bordering countries of Mediterranean Sea? It's a very repeated question, right? Then again, Turkey is located between which sea? You need to identify that as well. Again, Mediterranean Sea. If you would have studied about Mediterranean Sea back then, you could have easily gotten the 2017 question right. Right? Again, you can see the kind of question they're asking. Which of the lakes have been dried up in recent past? I think this nature of question have been repeated twice. To my, if I can remember it correctly. So in 2022, again, they have asked which one of the following lakes of West Africa has become dried and turned into a desert. And I think this Aral Sea thing is also the same. Which of the following has shrunk immensely, dried up in the recent past due to human activities? These are the kind of news, current affairs you have to focus on. Right?
Yeah, someone is asking for prelims and mains. So mains has a different micro themes, of course. There are a more number of micro themes paper wise. This is what you're seeing is for prelims. We'll give you the entire PDF at the end of the session. Don't worry.
This is agricultural and the good practices associated with it.
Yep.
So here you can see
folks,
about mixed farming.
Let's just show you. Yeah. So इनके भी standalone notes ही I guess, right? Selection mixed farming का अलग से notes होएगा. Yeah. So folks, go like this. Once you have seen a question, please ask a simple question. Do I have a standalone notes, 1 page or half page में notes है कि नहीं है? ऑल दोस थिंग्स। ये आपके स्टार्टिंग के मंथ्स की प्रिपरेशन है, जो आपको बार बार आप सुन रहे हो ना सब रैंकर से कि पीवाईक्यू बहुत जरूरी है, उसी पे ही है सब कुछ। दिस इज व्हाट दे मीन। पीवाईक्यू इज नॉट लाइक कैन आई सॉल्व। हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू थॉट बिफोर दिस वेबिनार कि पीवाईक्यू इज जस्ट अबाउट कैन आई गेट दिस क्वेश्चन राइट और रॉन्ग फ्रॉम पास्ट ईयर? दैट्स नॉट व्हाट पीवाईक्यू एनालिसिस इज। Not at all. Far from reality. That's not it is. Again, this is agriculture good practice. Look at the agriculture micro themes. How many times it has been repeating. आप में से कितने लोग हैं जो एग्रीकल्चर अभी पढ़ ही नहीं है? Can someone say yes or no? If you are 3 or 4 months into preparation, just write yes or no. Look at these. Like आप देखो, फिर आप कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो आपका प्रीलिम्स हो जाएगा सही से? आप look at the number of questions they have been asking in agriculture, right? That's what I'm cut through the whole drama कि सब पढ़ना है बुक टू बुक। आपको पता होना चाहिए भैया एग्रीकल्चर से हर साल क्वेश्चन आ ही जा रहे हैं। हाउ कैन आई गेट देम रॉन्ग? आई शुड हैव अ 1 or 2 पेज नोट्स देयर। ये देखो लाइक लेग्यूम, ये वर्टिकल फार्मिंग, ये सब के स्टैंड अलोन नोट्स यू कैन हैव। व्हाट इज वर्टिकल फार्मिंग, क्रॉस डाइवर्सिफिकेशन, आ जाएगा यहाँ से क्वेश्चन, आप ढूंढते रह जाओगे पता नहीं किस एनसीईआरटी में। ठीक है, ये सब हाइंडसाइट और कंफर्मेशन बायस है। होगा क्या, once you see this question in the exam next to next year, vertical farming, and then you'll go to some book, let's say random, let's say 9th class geography, then some people will come and say 9th class NCERT is extremely important because confirmation bias है ना, because question आ गया। That's not the case, right? No book is more important. UPSC का कुछ book से tie up थोड़ी ना है यार। They have no particular tie up with certain book or publication, right? They are trying, and by the way, even in micro themes, especially in mains, the way you prepare each micro themes is also different. Because in each paper you might have to explore different dimensions altogether. Okay, the way you prepare also is slightly different in mains, and we'll show you. We have the examples here. So look at agriculture, the number of questions they've been asking.
And that too, good practices in agriculture. Generally, people don't read this. People read about agriculture, the soil, the crops, different patterns. That's it. We generally think that this we can write in mains or something, but they have actually asked in prelims, right?
Yeah, look at this question, like minimum tillage, non-monoculture practices, plantation crops. So if you will just look your preparation from this lens, थोड़ा burden आपको कम लगेगा because थोड़ी predictability feel होने लगेगी आपको daily basis पे कि हाँ यार ये 150 टॉपिक तो मैंने कर ही लिया है, and that's enough for prelims. More than this is energy, fossil based sources. So not just energy, under that fossil based sources is a micro theme. Look at the number of questions.
Coal, shale, petroleum, natural gas. These are 3 most important ones under which questions have come.
Yeah. How many of you would be giving disproportionate attention to energy fossil based sources? Can you say yes or no? If not for today, अगर आप आज इस सेशन में नहीं होते, would you be taking this topic seriously? आपको पता भी था कि एक एनर्जी फॉसिल बेस्ड सोर्स से क्वेश्चन आए जा रहे हैं? Yeah, I have decent number of people. So that's what the whole point. Someone is like kabhi nahi. Forget like they're like never. Okay, but that's not like you don't want to lose your attempt like that. इतनी easily अपनी सीट नहीं देनी यार। अगर कोई ले भी जा रहा है तो बहुत ही फाइट करके ले जाने दो उसको। ठीक है, don't lose your place like that easily. This is polity. Same. We are going subject wise, core subjects. Can you write like so? Polity का ये micro themes है जो most recurring है। आप इनसे क्वेश्चन आने ही आने हैं। These are the questions. Fundamental right is one micro theme. DPSP, of course, FD. Look at the number of questions. By the way, these are the number of questions that could only fit on a slide. It's not like इतने ही क्वेश्चन आए हैं। बहुत क्वेश्चन आए हैं। We cannot like उतना टाइम नहीं है। Like we cannot fit everything on the slide. Supreme Court. These are the micro themes again under polity. I'm just walking you through because we also have to cover mains, all of you. But you get the level 1, 2, 3 point here. Local self-government is again micro theme, right? Philosophical type form. So ये बहुत ही tricky question आते हैं polity में. जो अभी बीच में पूरा चला था कि polity लक्ष्मीकांत is not relevant at all because लक्ष्मीकांत is slightly factual side. Philosophy साय सुभाष कश्यप वो सब लोग वहाँ पे ज़्यादा dwell करते हैं. But again, this is the most recurring micro themes. You have to understand the philosophical side of constitution, preamble, and everything, right? Do you want to take one example here, Sri Lakshmi, for polity?
Just look at this constitutional government question. It has been asked. I've lost count now. Like I don't know how many times UPSC has asked the same thing, and it's word to word repeated as well. Like just look at this constitutional 2014. There's a question on constitutional government. Okay, then I can see 2020 constitutional government by definition is what?
Yeah.
Okay, look at 21 question. Constitutional government means what? It's a very
literally
repeated.
like same.
Yeah, it's the
Yep.
same. So if I would have done my PYQs well, I could have answered this well, right? I got 2 marks.
Yeah. Yep. So understand the contrast between people who are attempting for the first time. Now you should be able to feel, like genuinely feel, कि कुछ ऐसा edge भी नहीं है veteran के पास. This is how they look at the whole exam, right?
Similarly, the parliamentary system of government, I can see 2015 it has been asked. Okay, 2020 it has been asked. 2017 it has been asked. Like philosophical है, but काफी repeated भी है. It's easy to. These are like low hanging fruits. You cannot miss out on them.
Yeah. Folks who can't find micro theme document in the chat, we'll share at the end, or we'll share the PDF. This is economy, RBI and monetary policy. I mean, ये तो सबको ही पता होगा, बहुत ज़्यादा important है. But there are dimensions to it, and those dimensions you will be able to explore when you are spending time in analyzing options also. That is the real true value of doing PYQ. It's not कि पिछले साल के मैंने question सही कर लिए. Don't judge the strength or the readiness of your prelims preparation basis. I attempted last year's paper and I got, I don't know, 120 marks. That does not reflect the readiness of your preparation in prelims. Okay, same question, same paper थोड़ी आएगा. If same paper was coming, of course you're ready, but that will never happen, right? So this is economy. RBI monetary policy as a micro themes. Look at the number of questions. There is another slide. And these are not total number of questions. These are just whatever we could fit in. These are bonds, disinvestment. These are the questions. These are micro themes. Okay. Environment, one of the trickiest subjects, confusing subject की current affairs से पढ़ना है, statics से पढ़ना है, कहाँ से पढ़ना है. Can you all write what is the most important topics in environment? Looking at this graph now. What are the most recurringly asked topics in environment? Species, great. Can you also tell if there was a question on species, how will you analyze the options? What will you do to analyze? Okay. Great. This is one of the micro theme, food chain, web, nutrient cycle. That is a micro theme in environment. Look at the questions there. ये आप जनरली ऐसे सोचोगे नहीं कि यार कल मुझे फूड चेन और न्यूट्रिएंट साइकिल खत्म करना है. आप you'll never think like this when you're preparing as an aspirant. You like environment करना है. इतना abstract level पे पढ़ाई करोगे तो यार प्रॉब्लम में फंस जाओगे eventually. When मतलब pollutant, let's just take one example, whatever you want to take here. Seems like crazy number of questions have been coming from this.
Yeah. Let's see, consider the following: carbon monoxide, methane, ozone, sulfur dioxide. Which of the above is released into atmosphere due to burning of crop or biomass residue? Okay. Next, you can see in India, use of carbofuran, methyl parathion, forate, and triazophos is viewed as apprehension. These chemicals are used in what? So you need to know the pollutants, the kind of pollutants that are coming and the sources of it. If there is any domestic item like we generally use in our household, any household items, you need to know what are the kind of pollutants that come out of it. What comes out when we burn a crop? What comes out when we burn biomass residue? These are things you need to have an idea about.
Yeah. So may I just read your chat, like you got it, like how to analyze level 1, 2, 3. Perfect. A lot of people are getting it. Sources of chemical, again, same topic, same micro themes. Look at the number of questions. So this is forest wildlife legislation. Look at the number of questions. अब जैसे ये भी है, like any act that is there in the options also, like each act you should be preparing, having a one pager, half pager notes. बिल्कुल granted नहीं लेना है. ये जो आपको species दिख रही है, घड़ियाल, Indian wildlife, buffalo, सबका लोकेशन, ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन, कोई इसका कैटेगराइजेशन है तो वो सब इंडेंजर्ड नहीं है। ये लुक एट दिस क्वेश्चन इन 2019, ये सारे शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स के एक्ट वगैरह आप लाइक जस्ट हैव देम इन हाफ पेज, basic Google standard resources etc. You are sorted. You will feel a different level of confidence. आपके लिए बहुत कम चीजें सरप्राइजिंग होंगी प्रीलिम्स में. इन इफ दे आर सरप्राइजिंग एट ऑल, ट्रस्ट मी, दे विल बी सरप्राइजिंग टू वेटरन आल्सो, पीपल हु आर अटेम्प्टिंग फॉर दिस व्हाटएवर, लाइक सिक्स्थ टाइम, फिफ्थ टाइम, देम आल्सो. ठीक है, सो यू विल हिट द सिमिलर स्टेज. नो वन विल हैव एनी अदर एडवांटेज ओवर यू.